All right, I see one person. Let's see if we get everyone in. Hey, what's up, guys? Just wait for a few more and then we'll get going here. Hey, Mike, was that actually junk, or did I actually ban junk? Because I banned junk. No, dude, you said that that was like an imposter or something like that. Can you guys not hear me? Hello? Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me or no? Yes, no, hello? Okay, cool. Sorry, Dom. Blame Jesse, man. Blame Jesse. Scroll up to Mike's message at 11:33. This is the real junk. No one else rides a pony as sexy as he does. Oh. Oh man, so that was just literally a fake junk? That's bullshit. How is that possible? Is that possible? Sorry, I want to get right into the webinar, but I'm just confused right now. I'll just have to ask him. I just did the Steady Trade podcast with him. I know it took forever. We were going for a long time. And then we had, like, in the middle of it, we're reviewing the freaking trader checklist. Just, like, randomly and going through Tim's, like, trader checklist. And then doing our own grades for these trades, like, from 2016. Like, early 2016. And I'm just, like, it was just, I don't know. Apparently they've been doing this. I haven't seen. But, like, yeah, was lame. Trying to like retroactively put the Tim Sykes sliding scale on random days trades from 2016. One sec. Let me see here. So there's only 5 of us today, but we'll go ahead and do one anyways. Whatever. I don't care. Pop is in the house. All right, well, what am I looking at? I'm looking at IGC right now, bigger float, holding up near its highs. I'm probably going to buy some shares. It's not too volatile, so I'm not too concerned about it, and it's trading huge volume. I mean, it is extended, but it is trading huge volume. I think shorts are probably trapped here. and can possibly run. I could be wrong. Hey. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So I'm looking at IGC. My morning trade, I actually took an overnight that I had forgotten about because I'm an idiot and I've just been like little spread out working on so many things right now. Um, OBLN was my overnight trade Friday, actually. Oddly enough, it's dead in the water basically right now. It was super liquid when I was trading it this morning and even on Friday, which is why I took such small size. But it was running on like, you know, basically the biggest volume it's traded in a while on Thursday. Gap down on low volume and then grinded all day on Friday. So it was like super low volume, but grinding right up to this 280 level from on Thursday, you know, that it quadruple topped at. And so I, you know, into the kind of the end of the day, it was a little bit of liquid, but I got shares in the 270s here. I think 272 or 273, you know, it dipped a couple times and I added a little bit. It was super illiquid, like I said. So I ended up with 4,000 shares at 270 something and woke up today and we were literally in chat and I was like trading and stuff and looked at my P&L and it said I was up 2K or $1,000 or whatever. So it brought me back to the chart. You can see it actually gapped over Friday's level. So a little multi-day breakout on low volume. And, you know, some shorts had to cover. I'm guaranteed that's what happened. You know, probably some looking for more downside. But when it's so illiquid, I just got kind of lucky, you know. I had small size going into this with a theory maybe gap up and sell into the spike. And I got that, and I had totally forgotten about the trade, which is crazy. So I ended up getting rid of it like on the high day break, basically. I didn't even know this morning that I had it when it spiked to 320 and then pulled back to $3 to 280, 290. So lucky there. But like I said, I had entered on Friday, so not a big deal because I did get a perk and a little spike on low volume. But it was totally enough to get out of on my terms. So I made about $2,200 or $2,100, whatever it was. And that's just a small size, like a liquid, you know, Friday speculative play that worked. So you know, it's not anything to write home about and nothing I would recommend taking. I just get through my mind frame because I do take dumb things sometimes. And if that would have just like failed today, then I would have felt pretty dumb, you know? But it worked. So I'm okay. And I took profits. Nothing crazy, nothing that I would write home about or like, you know, tell anyone other than you guys. So I'm not going to post this on social media like, look, I'm a genius. I made 2K today. Like just buying the top from the day before. It's stupid. Just kind of a field trade. So IGC is, you're right. Jesse said IGC, let's see, barely moving. It's doing huge volume and yeah, it's barely moving. It's very interesting. Well, it's a bigger float, first of all. I mean, I have 25 million on equity feed. I haven't checked the numbers. So I've got eyes on IGC now. I mean, it's finishing near its highs. It's done huge volume, so I'd imagine there are shorts trapped. It's not like up a ton. You know, I mean, it's up 70%, but it's not up a ton in terms of today's range. So this isn't at like $2. It's 69% up right now here at $1.20. So I'm just going to kind of watch it into the close. And if I do get a perk, you know, I may start adding into this. I grabbed a couple shares while we were talking a few minutes ago at $1.20. Just a very, very small position. I have 5,000 shares. Possible overnighter here. I mean, yeah, it's up a ton, but maybe we get up to $1.60 or something like that. Bigger float, obviously. So like we said, not going to move as much. But the intraday chart's still nice enough, and there's not enough in play for me to really ignore this as of now. Steady uptrend. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to keep risk really reasonable, you know, like 10 cents, something like that. Not even a buck. I don't want to let it get it down to a buck. But if it can hold here in the $1.20s, maybe it pushes a $1.50, or maybe, you know, that $1.70 from a couple days ago. CRON. CRON, I just underestimated so much, and it's just been squeeze day after squeeze day. You know, big gap up, holding near its highs. I would not be surprised to see this get to 15 bucks tomorrow. That being said, am I going to trade it up here? No, I don't think so. And just this lower high and this lower high, that's not a good thing. But it's still holding VWAP, so it's got potential to me. But not a play for me, not my sweet spot, etc. Weed sector, waiting for a pullback on the weed sector. Kind of want to see what it does. Maybe give it a couple days and then buy a first green day kind of scenario. I'm hoping for, you know, a multi-day pullback. I think it's due. It'd be good for the sector if we're going to see sustained momentum. What else? TIS hit my scan today. Morning spike. This was that big rebound from a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of broke out again, but no play for me there. Not really. Maybe it tries to get to 5 or something like that tomorrow, but this isn't looking good, especially if it can't get back over VWAP here. So TIS I'm ignoring completely for now. Yeah, Cron I'm not ignoring, but I am. I'm not going to trade it long at this point, even if it were to go to 15. Although this is the kind of chart, man, where, you know, I could see this being a big squeeze day tomorrow. You know, this is that kind of chart where it's like green, 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 can't go red. You know, if this doesn't go red, I'd be careful with it short. I mean, that was a big gap up. 52-week break, everything. Yeah, I just can't go long and have a floor drop out underneath me down to like 10 bucks again. That would suck. So Cron's a no-go for me. IGC, still kind of grinding. I think it's about to break high day here. Should see some big buyers come in, especially with not much else moving today. And this thing doing such huge volume. I'm just considering whether or not to add more size at this point and just try to take a little move and then cut it before end of day, or to let it do its thing overnight. I don't know. I may, if I were to get a high day break here, I may just take some off and swing some, but I mean, if I were trading a small account or PDT, this would be something I would be comfortable trading because, you know, it's trading at a buck, so I could buy some sufficient shares. It's not a tiny float, so it's not necessarily going to tank too hard unless there's bad PR after hours. Closing near its highs. I mean, biggest percent gainer, all those kind of things. It may have another day, especially if shorts keep getting trapped up here, which they may be. Tango saying a little action on AWX. Yeah, it's got a little spike going. Again, not something I'm really going to touch at this point for now, but it's got, you know, it's trying to grind. It is grinding, getting up here. Maybe I will keep an eye on this actually. Keeping an eye on, I guess. Just something I don't really want to touch just because of everything that was involved in this move here. Like, it's just kind of, it's risky to me, but the chart's not bad, you know? It's in this uptrend right now. It wasn't like a financing, you know, AWX. It's still a low float. It was just all that shit with SureTrader, with their parent company. David said ATAI, which he's been mentioning. Yeah, I was watching ATAI earlier. Oh, that's very interesting. You know what? I've missed all of, like, I was watching this today and I just let it go. I love plays like this. You know, I love these plays. Huge gap downs and then finishing super high. I love them. But that being said, you know, it's also risky. You know, this could just be a dead cat bounce right now. This is something, yeah, if I had a decent position, I would not be buying it up here in the 230s personally. I would wait for this to kind of set up, maybe have a pullback day or something, because there's still something here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Does anyone know what the drop came from? It was because of a dividend today at $6 a share. So what happened? That tanked their stock price? Oh, the drop. Yes, the drop. I'm like, that makes no sense to me. You don't see a big ass drop from, I see it trading on Friday at like $6. Either way, it looks like it opened at 80 cents. It's up at 236 now. And with all the halts and stuff, that's kind of freaks me out. Let's see if IGC can get a high day break here. Huh. ATAI, that's sketchy to me. If I don't know a reason, then I'm not going to just buy it. But IGC is going for a high day break here. I average it up a bit. I've got 10,000 at $1.24. Only because it is moving slowly, so if I get a high day break, which I should here, which I should, maybe not there. Maybe it pulls hard now. Have to keep an eye on it. If I get a high day break here, I mean, with all the volume, it hasn't moved too much in terms of range during the trading day. So I know I've got to take a few more shares and it's going to be kind of smaller here. It's not something where I'm necessarily going to like let it run. But I know it takes a kind of a significant amount of shares at least. So if I get like a 10-cent run, I'll be able to at least make $1,000. Or if I get a pool, I'll be very safe with it. Some big buys going through it at 130, but it's holding. Cron pool into the close. That might be the end of Cron right there, that VWAP break. Might be a shakeout here on IGC. Could have been a good buy there. Or you got the old cup and handle. There we go. So I actually grabbed another 5K on that high day break right there at $1.30. So now I've got 15K, 126 average. This is kind of the rare time I'll try to average up a bit. Hoping this 130 holds going into close here, which it may not. It may be a fake out, kind of like a long trap or whatever, opposite of a short trap. It did pretty big volume on that last candle. Gonna need to see much more volume than this. There's my position. I'm not quite happy with it at this point. You know, like, I'm doing what I want, which is to get an overnight hold, but if possible. But, you know, if this fails, I'm not sure I want to actually get it, you know, average down. I don't like averaging up and averaging back down, so. And then I may have a little bit more size than I'd want even, in case of some funky after hours action. So we might see the pool here. Just not sure. I'd like to see some buying volume come here within the next 10 minutes or so and really get this going. Cron some more downside here. Got some panic going on Cron now. Which also doesn't surprise me. I mean, this thing is, you know, pretty extended again. If anyone has any questions, you can shoot them. I'm just watching. All right. So, yeah, IGC still hanging in there. Gives me a funny feeling inside when I'm playing something doing this much volume and not moving. Feels more like kind of a blue chip stock almost at times, and I don't like that because it feels like someone can be messing with me or there's algos here or something like that. Or high frequency trading, even though I doubt they're trading, something like this, but you never know. Anywhere where there's huge volume, man, algos and HFTs can make money, so just scalping pennies. Sorry, guys, I'm just watching and bored. I don't know if any of you were bored today, but I'm bored. Did that long ass session with the guys, and yeah. Anyone trade anything today? Any of you make any money today? Come on, IGC, let's get a new press. Let's do it. There we go. There's a little push. Tempted to take a little off into this, to be honest. But also tempted to let this play out a bit more. You know, it's doing exactly what I want to do, exactly at the right time. 12:30, this is ideal. You know, if this were 30 minutes ago, I would have definitely taken some off already. But I'm going to try to be patient. Patient as possible. Sorry guys, yeah, 12:30 Arizona time, which I know means I have half an hour left in the trading day. But 3:30, sorry. Man, there are mornings where I wish, you know, I lived on the East Coast, I tell you that much. I mean, most mornings I'm excited to get going, but some mornings I'm like, damn, I wish I, you know, could go to the gym and do all these things like people do before they trade, but that means I'd have to wake up at like 2 a.m. or something. I'm digging this action on IGC for now. And maybe I should be taking profits and locking some in just to make myself comfortable, but I'm not that uncomfortable for now. I mean, this thing kind of chops around in like 5 to 7, 8 cent intervals. So I'm okay if this is pulling, you know, at 5 cents, 6 cents. It's not going to freak me out. Sorry, I don't have too much to talk about right now. I was talking so long in that podcast thing, just like burnt out. Holy shit. But we're in a trade. Second trade today, which is more trades than I'm generally taking in a day these days. Let's get through 135, please. That would be excellent. Yeah, dude, it's, you know, where I do need to make it, like, I will be upgrading some equipment so that the streams will be better here soon. Sorry about that, dude. I have my dad's business next door, and we have the same router, so I'm gonna get a dedicated line over here. Try to give this trade time to work for me. There's plenty of time left in the day for this to go a little bit further. I will not swing all these shares overnight. I don't think. And I've got an itchy finger to just take it off, but I'm going to try to let it work. There we go. Let's get through 135. Come on now. I mean, the only thing that does worry me is it is extended. But I think shorts are probably trapped all along this way. It's very possible. But this is, big gap up to day 2, and then, I mean, it could do a day 3 technically, but the odds get tremendously lower every big extended green day. I'm not sure when the podcast will be on YouTube. I'm not sure. I'd imagine a couple weeks. Come on now. Just get through the 135. That would be great. There we go. 36. Who's trying to come to Scottsdale in November? Anyone? I'm just gonna need to start getting a head count. And then just let me know. You guys can come down a day early and we can golf, or if you guys want to stay late, we can just trade in my office on Tuesday. It's up to you guys. Anyone who wants to come down, that's what we'll do. All right, well, that I don't like so much, but it's all right. Sunday's meetup will be, it starts at 10. Monday will be all trading day. Yeah, you can turn down the YouTube quality. It should help the stream for now. Let me move this wolf over here. There we go. Boom. Okay, so I just took 5,000 off. I just took 5,000 off just to make myself feel better. Brings my average back down to 124 average. I've got 10K shares. Now that probably was just me being kind of a wuss right now, but I just feel better now. No other way to put it. I feel better, so I'll let it go. Probably be kicking myself for that. It's still perfectly intact. Anything anyone else is looking at right now that I don't see? CNNRF. Yeah, I haven't traded any of these foreign stocks that have been running lately. Is this a Canadian weed stock? Going for a breakout up here. Yeah, there goes CGC finally. Thing's been on a massive bull run. So at this point, IGC, I'm watching it, and I mean, it is extended. It's very extended, but I'm pretty much, if it's going to close in the 30s, then I'm going to swing them overnight. If it's not, I'm probably going to dish them off. I may even dish them off anyways. I hate going into days like this, you know. I mean, especially it's got some overhead resistance here at $1.66, and I don't know. I could see this even getting up and gapping and failing there, you know, after hours. So I'm just gonna kind of be safe if at all possible. I always try to be safe. I can still lock in about 800, 900 bucks up here if I wanted to, and I'd be up about 3K on the day, which is a great start to the week always for me. But, you know, if I can swing shares into tomorrow and start Tuesday off with a nice gain as well and a bigger gain than what I have now, that's always the goal, obviously. You know? Yeah, so normally, Mike, like CGC, so like with CGC dropping, yeah, I would be and the other ones in the sector kind of dropping, I would be very cautious. And I'm still going to be cautious either way. But the fact that this is still holding up near its highs and everything's going down, kind of, you know, this has some independent price action than everything else right now. So it could squeeze independently as well. I'll be careful. You know, I'm contemplating taking the rest of the position off and just having a clean slate tomorrow, which I like that too. I like not having to worry about anything. I mean, I think CGC is just due for a pullback. This might not even be the end, you know. It's still, as of right now, closing above yesterday's open, so. Yeah, and that's kind of generally when I look at sectors, I'm looking at that. Sometimes you'll get one, you know, in the sector that just because of price action holds and keeps going, you know. And so like something like if this is just kind of like a correction here on CGC and then it continues upward tomorrow, still being a good place to be. Yeah, I mean, CGC just bounced at the day low, you know, set a higher low actually in the big picture, you know. There's your higher low right there if this were to hold and then continue upward. So. It is up a ton today. Kron's trying to bounce into close too. Again, not touching it. Wow. Great push there. I do like that very much. What are they going to do with it? Should get some squeeze here. Get through high day again. Come on. There we go. 140. There we go. So I'm contemplating taking some off into this pop. Or may see if I can get some more squeeze here. I don't know. So just took 2,000 shares off just to satisfy that urge to do that. Try to be patient. It's tough. These bigger floats bother me a bit. You know, the price action gets a little funky. And we're going to be pressing up against this 160 resistance here going into after hours, so. Dude, that's so messed up, Mike. I cannot believe that that happened. I don't know how that is even possible, to be honest. But they're banned, whoever that was. Eight minutes left. 8 minutes left. Should get pretty volatile here in a minute, one way or the other. If this starts to squeeze into close, then I'll take a little bit more off, just in case. And just kind of lock those profits in. I'm anticipating we should possibly get some buying volume, as shorts aren't necessarily going to want to risk holding this overnight in another squeeze. And you have your overnighters looking for positions right now into close as well. At least that's how I'm thinking. Nice, Mike. That's awesome, dude. 1800, that's a great day. So let's get a high day break here. That'd be great. Maybe you get a gap up over that level. That'd be sweet. Probably not, but there's a momentary high day break there. The ask is kind of thin. Wow, that's big buying volume right there. See, that's kind of exactly what I was talking about. That kind of end the day buying volume, trying to kind of push it through. And I'm considering taking another little bit off here, but I'm considering swinging all the rest of this overnight at this point. Got a $50 mark here as well. So I took 2,000 more off into the strength just in case, down to 6K shares. And I've realized 1,000. I've P&L unrealized is 1,500. So I'm feeling pretty good about swinging the rest of these 6K shares overnight. There we go. Probably, sized out a little too much too soon, but I'm okay with it. If I'm going overnight, I just want to be safe, especially with this so extended. But huge, absolute massive volume today, massive. Massive volume straight up to this break. Look at this. Just awesome squeeze here, awesome. I just took another 2,000 off. I'm down to 4,000. Just gotta lock those gains in, man. Lock them on in. What a great squeeze there, man. I might take the rest right off into this parabolic move. See if we can get this breakout. It's not a healthy breakout, but 163 is the high we need to break. It already did a little bit, so. Took off another 2,000. and I'm going to be all out here. Or maybe I swing these shares overnight. Not 100% sure yet. I think I may swing 2,000 overnight just to do it. I just don't like how it went parabolic into the close. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just talking about for my overnight position. You know, this is the kind of profit you just kind of take. And I'm out. Sorry. If you're an overnight guy, you know, stick to your guns if you want to. But for me, even if I had a day trade, I would still be taking profits into that just in case. Sweet. So decent Monday morning, you know, with that overnight. And then I just made 3K there on IGC. So I'm super happy about that. It's 5K day for me. And it's a totally awesome start to the week. Totally awesome. But you can see there's nothing wrong with taking profits there, you know? Especially if you're over PDT. I could see if you were under PDT wanting to hold on to this overnight and get a gap up, which you may get. But for me, that action at the end of the day was just squeeze and a little bit unhealthy. Now, could this squeeze after hours? Absolutely, you know? In fact, I could definitely see this squeezing after hours. But I got the move I wanted. You know, I was looking for a move back up to that high from earlier in the year or last year. And, you know, I got a little trigger happy. You know, you gotta lock the gains in. Just lock them in. And I'm going to move on to the next one now. Whatever this does tomorrow. Anyone IGC overnight or trying to? Yeah, I think the rooms are going to be like $130, 130 or something like that. I'm pretty sure. Son of a bitch, it's gapping up. It's gapping up. No, I mean, you know, this is the game, man. I took profits. I'm happy with my trade. And it could continue into tomorrow, and I could have actually been premature there. But that's all right with me. It's all right. Whatever this thing does. Amazing move, though. All right, guys, that's it for me. If you have any questions, like regarding November or whatever, just let me know. And then I'm going to start posting our weekly webinar schedule so you guys can know about them, like on Sundays. But I'll post it this afternoon instead, so that you guys are kind of apprised. And then, yeah, and then I'll see you guys in the morning. But if you have any questions, just, dude, if you guys need to talk, like, you can call me, but if you have just kind of a general question you want to ask, just DM me on Discord. That's the easiest way. Since I have it on my phone too, I can answer things there. And we can even voice call on Discord too. So everyone have a good day. We will catch you in the morning.